Talk about extravagance. And all fingers will point to the just concluded wedding between Anant Ambani and his new bride, Radhika. Despite being praised by some as a spectacular celebration of two lovers, a section of the public has criticized the wedding ceremony, going as far as labeling it vulgar. Apart from the obscene show of wealth, many are shocked by how the Ambani wedding revealed the worst of celebrity culture. So let's answer the question. Was the Ambani wedding a commercial event for celebrities and influencers, or a true celebration of friends and family? Anant Ambani, 29, wedded Radhika Merchant, 29, in Mumbai. Radhika's father, Viren Merchant, is an incredibly wealthy pharmaceutical tycoon in India. He heads the healthcare company and various other pharmaceutical companies. The Ambani family is already a household name in India. According to Forbes 2024 list, Anand's father, Mukesh Ambani, has a net worth of around $124 billion, making him the 9th richest man in the world and the richest man in Asia. Obviously, if the richest man in Asia throws the biggest wedding for his youngest son, it is bound to be the center of attraction to all. This is why it was the focus of the week, and the world watched through social media. The grand wedding lasted almost 4 days, and since it lasted for such a long period of time, its guest list attracted as much attention as the couple themselves. And many VIPs graced the occasion, including pop stars, politicians, tech tycoons, and Bollywood stars, setting social media abuzz with their attendance. The couple Anant and Radhika were childhood friends and kept the same circle of friends, but soon parted ways to study abroad. Anant studied at Brown University, Rhode Island, while Radhika went to New York University. The two were reconnected by friends and family members when they were both invited to a mutual friend's party, where their love blossomed. Anant proposed to Radhika in December, and festivities began with an engagement party in January. Then, pre-wedding parties, a few months after, held in the western state of Gujarat. The March event saw stars like Rihanna and Diljit Dosanjh perform to a crowd that included Bill Gates, Ivanka Trump, Mark Zuckerberg, and Bollywood actor Shah Rukh Khan, as well as musical performances and colorful drone light shadows. This was followed by a lavish 4-day European cruise in May and parties that included a performance by singer Katy Perry, a joint performance by American rapper Pitbull, and a performance by popular Punjabi singer Guru Randhawa. 1 week before the wedding, on July the 5th, the Ambani Inner Circle gathered for the Sangeet at the Nita Mukesh Ambani Cultural Center in Mumbai. Per Indian wedding tradition, a Sangeet typically takes place a few days before the actual wedding and involves family members dancing, singing, and sharing a meal. A friend of the merchants gave an insight into the Inner Circle party, saying even though it was lavish and star-studded, it felt intimate and family-oriented. The Sangeet is one of a handful of pre-wedding traditions in Indian culture. Unlike the main wedding festivities over the weekend, this event was just for close family and friends. She stated, "You'll always see the family together. They're never apart. They were super calm. The way they handle themselves. It's all truly incredible." But what happened to those friends and family members at the main wedding? They were seen during the engagement and other ceremonies leading up to the grand wedding. Suddenly, none of them could get caught on camera throughout a 4-day ceremony. Why will anyone be surprised that people are questioning the authenticity of the wedding itself? The main wedding ceremony began on Friday, July the 12th, at the 16,000 capacity Ambani-owned JIO World Convention Center in Mumbai. The glamorous celebrations continued throughout the weekend, and the massive guest list would blow anybody's mind. The number of high-profile individuals was something to be expected, given Mukesh Ambani's standing in India and the world in general. So when India's Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, arrived at the wedding on Saturday, it wasn't much of a surprise, and he received a respectable welcome from the families. During the Shubh Ashirwad, one of the final Hindu wedding rituals, the couple sought blessings from elders and priests. They were pictured kneeling to touch Modi's feet to receive his blessings. Attendees commented saying, to be in the same room as the Prime Minister was honestly something else. This was a feeling that must have been greatly enhanced by the presence of former Indian leader Ram Nath Kovind, former British Prime Ministers Tony Blair and Boris Johnson, British High Commissioner to India Lindy Cameron, and US Ambassador to India Eric Garcetti. The other politicians in attendance were probably expected to attend, whether out of respect or loyalty. Business tycoons like Samsung chairman J.Y. Lee, and the likes must have done enough business with Reliance to warrant an invitation. Even sports chiefs like FIFA President Gianni Infantino and stars including Hardik Pandya and Ms. Dhoni probably have good reasons to have joined the celebration. The same thing would go for some of the Bollywood stars in attendance. Some of these celebrities certainly have good reasons, but certainly not all of these so-called celebrities really knew the bride and groom or their families personally, yet they were doing the most. Some of them with overenthusiastic acting. Others danced with so much zest you would think it was their sibling who was getting married. Observers gave their opinion on people like the Paharia brothers, Ananya and Shanea, stating that their desperation was so obvious. According to someone, another example of that desperation was Madame Janvi, especially when she claimed that so many of her life's most special moments have been in Janagar, and Radhika and Anant were her favorite people. Yet she just met them a few minutes ago. Even the intentions of international celebs like the Kardashian sisters were brought into question. Kim and Khloe came to India with their entire Keeping Up with the Kardashians camera crew. Kim particularly had compared the Indian wedding to a Halloween party where she could dress like Yasmin. Clearly this wedding was about her and was just content for another episode on their show. In fact, on the red carpet, the Kardashians were right in the middle of filming. This was just another show for them. Minutes later, Nita Ambani, Anant's mother, was seen holding hands with Kim, whom she had met a few seconds earlier, probably for the first time. People have wondered why Nita had to stoop so low with the Kardashians just to get social media validity, when it has been documented that Kim had once called Indian food disgusting. It makes you wonder how much the Kardashians were paid to show up. A comment on a popular platform read, "I wonder where were the so-called best friends during Akash and Isha's wedding. At that time, the Ambani fam were mostly surrounded by close family members and friends. The celebrities came and left like actual guests. But this time around, all of a sudden everyone is a best friend, school friend, and what not friend." It was beginning to look like this wedding wasn't a wedding. It was a performance in which the bride's family was barely visible. Yet on the last day of the glamorous extravaganza, unexpected members of the guest list, including content creators and popular influencers, were present in droves, sharing videos and pictures of the dazzling celebrations with their followers. If arguments were going to be made for actual celebrities on the guest list, what argument would be made for influencers? Surely no one believes Anant and Radhika knew all of those influencers. Alia Kashyap, a popular social media influencer, recently accused the Ambani's PR of inviting other influencers only to promote the wedding online. This led to trolling, hate comments, and growing skepticism about the Ambani's reputation. Someone wrote, "First can and now this. I feel like these influencers actually paid to attend these events." Some had concluded the wedding was a show that brought out the clout-chasing, bootlicking side of some of the people involved. As stated in the comment, the Ambani wedding is not a wedding at this point. It's become a circus. The question everyone wants answered is the one this user wrote. It's obvious they have PR, but my question is why? They don't need image cleansing. They have nothing to gain out of curating an image, financially that is. While some have argued the wedding extravaganza has put India on the map and boosted the local economy as well as the country's power, others don't share this opinion. The wedding has been deemed a public event by local officials in Mumbai, with transport police putting traffic restrictions in place. This has caused untold suffering for the public. An unimpressed person called for a state holiday to allow for the chaos. A taxi driver said the traffic affected their earnings, even stating that they didn't care much about the wedding. Several officers in Mumbai's Bandra Kurla complex, a commercial hub, have instructed employees to work from home until after the wedding. Others have criticized the wedding as a PR event for the Ambani companies, which is to showcase their company and products and to make deals with the higher-ups. A former Indian politician and commentator described the wedding as the most vulgar and ostentatious marriage ever seen. Users have been expressing their opinions on various media platforms about how this wedding was a waste of time and money. An Indian lawmaker and economist added his voice to the clamor, saying that the high price tag for the wedding, when so many households were living in poverty, was obscene. An observer of the wedding commented, "Are these Ambani people really supposed to be the ambassadors of Indian culture like they claim? By reducing what should be a celebration of commitment to shameless self-promotion, a circus, a brazen display of obscene wealth and clout chasing in a developing nation?" The whole wedding is beyond distasteful. It's disgraceful. The internet is divided on how to react to what has been dubbed the wedding of the century, thanks to the $500 million that has gone into it. Many are still asking, why? The truth is, only the Ambanis can answer these questions. But we would like to hear your opinions. Was this wedding unnecessarily extravagant? And has it truly revealed the worst of celebrity culture?